I've wanted to adopt for many years. After I had Ty, I told my boys that Ty had to have a brother just like him. I was looking at something on Rod's Heroes and saw the video advocating for Vaughn. I watched that video 3 or 4 times and then said to Ryan, remember when we were talking about adopting? I found him.
Estás?
Hermana Ella.
Fui nueva hermana. Del libro de familia.
It's good to meet you.
One of the happiest children I've ever met in my life. And I don't think that's an exaggeration. He's got this wonderful big belly laugh that's so infectious. It just makes you want to laugh too. He's also exploratory. He is an adventurer. The man is absolutely fearless.
He went straight to Ryan and looked up at him and said, Papa? Papa? He has only had women in his life. He's never had a dad. That is why I think having a dad to go to was and is still exciting for him.
If you're gonna wait for the moment to be perfect, you'll never have kids because there is no such thing as a perfect moment. When Melanie came to me and said, this is him, this is our child, he's supposed to be in our family, I prayed I got a definite answer, and that answer was yes. And yet I still almost said no, because there were so many questions. Where is he gonna sleep? We can't afford this. It's so expensive to adopt, and even more so internationally. We don't even speak Spanish very well. We had to have that faith first and jump off that cliff and just trust that the miracles are gonna happen if we make the right decision. One of the scariest things I've ever done in my life, but we did. And we saw lots of miracles. Little miracles along the way that is divine vindication that says, yes, this is still going to be hard, but I'm going to help you and it's going to be okay. You're going to have to jump off that cliff first. And then once you're in midair on the way down, the Lord will give you wings. Maybe just right before you hit those sharp rocks, but you'll get those wings. You'll see those miracles. We did. It'll feel so overwhelming. There'll be days where you're gonna want to back out. You just take a little bite out of it every day and you'll get there.
I always thought that the adoption process would be that fast, and it is not. However, it's worth it. There isn't one child that gets adopted that isn't loving what is happening, even though it's hard. I know as we got to America yesterday, watching the emotion in Jose's face, and it was overwhelming. And he was scared. You could see it. And all I could say to all of us is we were all exhausted and tired and frustrated was he doesn't understand anything that's going on. He doesn't understand what's being said around him. He's never seen anything like this in his life. And we just need to be a little bit more tender. And that's sometimes really hard when you're so tired. But it's so worth it. I wouldn't change it. Even as hard as it has been, I wouldn't change it.
There's no possible way that we could have done this without support, financial support specifically, in the form of grants, especially the large grants through places like Reese's Rainbow and Rod's Heroes. We feel like it's important enough that we want to make this video to pay it forward for the next family, to give you guys some encouragement, to tell you guys that, yeah, it's gonna be hard, you're gonna cry, but it's worth it. You'll make it.
Hey.
visto muy sí, oh.
So Rod's Heroes is one of the coolest organizations that I think exists right now. Because of them advocating for Jose, we got a sizable grant because of lots of other loving people that wanted to help Jose get home. We were able to meet so many people from Rod's Heroes earlier this year, and now we have lifelong friends that have helped us through this process. I honestly didn't know what to do when we even started thinking about the adoption, but it was because of Rod's Heroes that we even started the process.
We've not even found Jose without Rod's Heroes and the videos we saw. So there need to be many more of these videos out there so that all these kids in all these different places get found and get adopted by their forever families. We spent well over $40,000 start to finish. That's almost a year's salary for some people. But Jose had combined from Reese's and Rod's Heroes a $25,000 grant. That's huge. That makes the difference between being able to say yes and not being able to say yes. We knew we were always looking for a Down syndrome child because we have another child with Down syndrome.
Everybody needs a Down syndrome child in their life. They are the coolest kids ever. They really are.
Mira, esta es tu nueva casa. ¡Tada! Bienvenidos a casa Jose. Wow, mira.
They teach us how to be. You know, when Ty has done something wrong and I'm so mad at him, right? And I come back downstairs 4 minutes later and I want to be mad at him. He just gives me a big hug and says, "I'm sorry, Ryan." And he's hugging me, and still I want to be mad at him, but I just can't, you know? He's displaying that Christ-like attribute we all need to have about forgiving quickly and loving unconditionally.